I have created this special online presentation for my colleagues here at Online Presenters. I look forward to sharing with you how to become an exceptional club coach. This is a webinar that I give. It's a 1-hour webinar given to different districts and their leadership that's involved with club coaches. So what exactly is a club coach? A club coach is focused as this baseball coach in making sure that they are guiding the individuals on how to do their job better. So like this coach is helping the young person improve their skills by adjusting the arm and making sure that he can catch the ball effectively. We also, as club coaches, will help each individual become better leaders in guiding the club towards its success. In addition, the baseball coach and the club coach are working at a strategic level to make sure that the group of individuals are working as a team. It's also critically important that we do have that strategic focus and that the coach is knowing what the priorities are and can pick them up to make sure that each individual is focused on those key priorities. Now, our goal for the club is that the club must achieve distinguished status or better by June 30th of the current year or by June 30th of the following year of your appointment as a club coach. So you have up to 2 years to be a club coach, to complete your assignment. Now, I like to rephrase these goals in a couple different ways. First is that the club must achieve a net growth of 5 members. And without you doing the work, as you are a club coach, you're guiding the individuals on how to be successful with their responsibilities in getting new members for the club. Secondly, the club must achieve at least 5 distinguished club points. And again, without you doing the work. It's not about you getting the educational accomplishments and you making sure that everything is done on time. It's about the club leaders learning to get things done to make it a success. Third, the club is healthy now and for many years into the future when you complete this distinguished club, making sure it reaches its TI, Toastmasters International goals. My suggestion is that you don't want to all this great hard work that you've done to go for not being effective. You want to make sure that this club is healthy for many, many years into the future. So what exactly does this club need for it to be assigned a coach? First, the club must be between 1 and 12 paid members. They are eligible to receive up to 2 coaches maximum. And the club membership must ask for the club growth director or the district director within the district to receive a club coach. I'm still not sure about undistricted clubs on that one. The area director should let the officers know that the club is eligible for a club coach. Many clubs don't realize that they're eligible for a club coach. So the area director can help in that. Now, similar to our understanding on the communication side, we have many questions such as, are we born to be a natural club coach or a coach in general? And the answer is we learn our skills to be effective. So just like we do on the communication track, we learn leadership skills to become a more effective coach. So what are the prerequisites to become a coach? Well, first, the coach cannot be a member of the club at the time of appointment. The club coach director and the district director submits the official club coach assignment to World Headquarters, and then I always double check it on the dashboard to make sure the assignment is official, and then that coach can become a member if they choose to. It is not a requirement, and sometimes the coach is not eligible to become a member. Always be aware of that as well. All right, now, when we look at the club coach prerequisites, there's a couple things that I think are absolutely instrumental for you to be successful as a club coach. You can be at any stage of the leadership progress. So you can be a brand new Toastmaster, or you can have many years of experience. You must be a good listener, and to be a good listener, you have to go beyond what is actually being stated. You have to look beyond that to say what is being not stated but is there underneath the clouds. So you have to see past that fog. The second thing is you have to develop a variety of alternatives to help the leaders solve problems. You're not solving these problems. You're giving them the alternatives and helping them generate those alternatives so that they can solve these problems. The third thing is that you want to support a healthy and fun club meeting. That's like, woohoo, we're having a great time today, and making sure that people are engaged and enjoying themselves. I say we need to be both a cheerleader as well as every now and then pointing out the opportunities that exist for these individuals to become better leaders. The fourth point is that the coach must understand the officers and their roles, as well as the meeting roles, so that they can guide individuals as needed to improve their skill set. Lastly, we want to understand the club goals and how to achieve them. If we know and can do this, we're going to be an exceptional club coach. Now, club coaches are not an easy responsibility. It's critically important that we do a great job. If we don't get along with the members of the club, if we go against the club culture, we're going to have a difficult time, and that club, which is right on the borderline of failure, it may fail. That means that we will not be successful in achieving the opportunities for future members to be successful in finding a Toastmaster club. So with that, I'd like to open it up for questions. Now, as a side note, we don't have time for questions, I don't believe, but I normally open it up for questions at this point in my webinar. Thank you so much.
So, Carol Prahinski, I would ask that you throw your presentation back up on the screen so we can all see it, and we'll open it up for, what time are we at right now? We're at 8:35. Let's open it up for 5 minutes of questions. If we have that, great. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself.
Would you like feedback as well on that?
Sure.
I missed what you were saying, Lois. Is it feedback?
I was asking actually for, at this point, questions regarding coaching.
Okay.
Because this is really something that's important to who we are as Toastmasters. And I think there was a lot of information in that. And there might be a couple of questions. And if not, we'll take those other couple of minutes and turn it into an open evaluation.
Thank you, Lois.
Thank you, Lois.
Andy Byrne?
Yes, thank you. I don't know whether this is done in other districts, but in District 47, there is a coordinator of coaches. There's an accountability report each month that's turned into the coach master or the coaching coordinator for the district.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do that in other districts as well?
Yes. In my region, we're calling it a club coach chair, and that person helps train the club coaches. Many times they might bring in a guest speaker. They might have a webinar like the one I hosted tonight, where the club coaches can get online and ask pointed questions about problems that they're facing in the clubs that they are coaching, or a particular leadership issue, or how to make changes when the club appears to be somewhat resistant to those changes.
Because in District 47, what they actually did was a combination of audio-visual, like the online webinar that we're doing now, teaching the individuals that have signed up for the club coach what the role is, and they go through a presentation with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Andy.
This is Coach Carol. And Carol, my question is about the numbers that you quoted, and we are all familiar with them, that in order for a club coach to be appointed, the club numbers need to be 12.
Or fewer.
Or fewer. I always wonder why 12. And maybe you can give us some of your experiences around those that have gone way below that.
Right, right. So it's between 1 and 12 paid members, and sometimes we'll have a club at 0 and they're still meeting, but at that point, if they're not paid, they're not part of Toastmasters International, and they're not appearing that they want to continue as part of Toastmasters International. Now, we also have clubs that might be greater than 12 members, and they are struggling. Maybe they don't have the right number of people showing up at meetings. Maybe they only have 6 people showing up, and they might be at 15 or 20 members members, but they just don't have a healthy club. They need guidance as well, but Toastmasters has said the official club coaching experience needs to be with those low membership clubs. And by all means, a club that is struggling, any number of members, they can always reach out to district leadership and ask for guidance. Do make sure that those club officers are attending training. There's a lot to be learned through the training opportunities. I highly encourage that. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else with a question? Go ahead, Lois.
I noticed on one of your slides, you said that you would contact the division director and the district director, or the club growth and the district director. And then you mentioned that it would be the area director that you would go to first. What is the actual line of?
Okay, the area director is many times the connection between the district and the club, and so the area director is actually visiting the club, and that's why I said your main point of contact many times is the area director. Many times the club is not aware that they're eligible for a club coach, so the area director is many times guiding them. Did you know that you're eligible to receive a club coach? Are you interested in receiving one? And then they can communicate back to the district, hey, we need a club coach over here. Hopefully that same area director is aware of individuals that are eligible to become a club coach and that they can be assigned as a club coach immediately, assuming that it is satisfactory to that club. Okay. Now, the club growth director and the district director are the only two individuals that can officially assign a club coach. So that's where that came from.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else with a question?
There's a question in the text chat from Edward that is asking about a link to the presentation. Are you able to share that?
I'm happy to share that. Find a way that we can post it on our website for the club. And I also see that Phyllis has a question. Go ahead, Phyllis.
My question is this. In District 7, we've had a club or two that fail, and the club officers put it on the shoulders of the club coach, saying if you had done your job, we wouldn't have failed. What is your answer to that?
I'm sorry to hear, that the club has failed, more than one club. It's always a sad thing. In my mind, it rips apart the fabric of Toastmasters and the community. The second thing is a club's failure is never the responsibility of one person. It takes a group to be successful with a club, and the officers and members of that club, in my mind, have way more responsibility than the club coach. I believe I'm at time. Thank you.